1. Introduction and educational disclaimer. This section introduces the topic by suggesting that billing statement numbers may hold the key to debt discharge and underscores that all information is educational, not legal or financial advice. Footnote: this section sets the context for understanding remittance routing numbers as educational content only. 2. Understanding remittance routing numbers. A remittance routing number is usually found on payment coupons or utility bills and is a 9-digit number resembling a bank routing number. It is not merely decorative, it plays a crucial role in payment processing and may point to a lockbox or fiduciary processor distinct from the original lender. Footnote: this section explains the placement and structural function of remittance routing numbers in everyday billing statements. 3. Hidden functions within banking systems. These remittance numbers can be used to process value, not just payments. Financial institutions use internal routing systems that may not be disclosed to the public, allowing for the possibility of discharge of obligations through proper remittance procedures. Footnote: this section outlines how remittance routing numbers may be linked to internal settlement and back-end processing. 4. Legal framework for tender and discharge. According to UCC 3603, if a tender of payment is refused by the party entitled to enforce an instrument, the obligation is discharged. This is a foundational principle in understanding the lawful discharge of debt using properly presented remittance instruments. Footnote: this section introduces the legal underpinnings of discharge via tender under the Uniform Commercial Code. 5. Application of 12 U.S.C. Section 411 Unlawful money. Federal Reserve notes may be redeemed in lawful money upon demand, as outlined in 12 U.S.C. Section 411. Remittance instruments may be interpreted as a demand for lawful money, and failure to honor such a demand may be grounds for administrative remedy. Footnote: this section connects the concept of remittance with the legal right to redeem lawful money. 6. Strategy for lawful discharge using remittance. By properly preparing a remittance coupon in accordance with 31 CFR 328.6 and attaching an affidavit and tender letter, one creates a lawful offer of payment. Rejection or dishonor of such a remittance may constitute a discharge under the law. Footnote: this section details the legal and procedural requirements for discharging debt using remittance instruments. 7. Enforcement and evidence of dishonor. If a lawful tender is ignored or rejected, UCC 3505 provides the legal mechanism to establish evidence of dishonor. This enables the creditor to proceed with administrative enforcement or legal remedy. Footnote: this section emphasizes the power of administrative evidence in proving default and establishing standing. 8. Signature as obligation and source of value. Under UCC 3401 and 18 U.S.C. Section 8, the valid signature of an individual may constitute an obligation and, by extension, a form of value. The signer thereby initiates the creation of money, especially when connected to negotiable instruments. Footnote: this section highlights the legal definition of obligation and how signatures can create monetary value. 9. Step-by-step remittance discharge process. The procedure includes identifying the remittance number, sending a conditional acceptance and tender letter, and initiating administrative follow-up with notices of dishonor. Using certified or registered mail creates a verifiable paper trail for administrative and judicial enforcement. Footnote: this section provides a structured procedural guide for utilizing remittance in administrative discharge. 10. The power of knowledge and legal standing. A contract requires mutual understanding, or meeting of the minds. If this is absent, or if one party lacked knowledge of the full terms and implications, the contract may be rendered void due to lack of capacity or standing. Footnote: this section reviews fundamental contract law and the significance of informed consent and standing. 11. Dead entities versus living beings in contracts. Corporations and strawmen, as legal fictions, are incapable of contracting with living people in a lawful capacity. The presence of all capital letter names signals this distinction and reinforces the necessity of understanding legal status when signing contracts. Footnote: this section distinguishes between legal fictions and natural persons in contract law. 12. Remedy through administrative record. Creating a thorough administrative record is essential to compel remedy through default, evidence of dishonor, or breach of contract. This process allows individuals to seek discharge of debt, compensation, or cessation of collection activities. Footnote: this section underscores the value of administrative documentation as a tool for achieving remedy. 13. Sovereignty, standing, and taking action. True sovereignty does not come from documents, but from action, knowledge, and enforcement. By understanding how routing numbers function and how remittance may offer a path to remedy, individuals regain standing and control. Footnote: this section affirms the principle that sovereignty is expressed through knowledge, enforcement, and proper execution.